Hi, everyone. Mike Spinner, Student Athlete World USA, coming at you with another special edition of the latest spin as I welcome our second 2025 Student Athlete World Athlete of the Year, CJ Joseph. CJ, so good to see you again. Welcome to the latest spin. And above all, congratulations on being one of our Athletes of the Year. And how things going? Tell everyone where you are right now, what you're doing. How's life, buddy?
Thank you for having me, Mike. To begin with, hello everybody. My name is CJ Joseph. I am from South Florida, Fort Lauderdale. I am 24 years old, and I just came back from my fourth year traveling with Student Athlete World Tour and going into my fifth year this upcoming year. So I
Awesome.
was traveling around the world. I've done the Spain trip for 3 years straight, and I'd taken 1 year off to go to Costa Rica. I have won, I just came back on winning my second gold medal from the Portugal Festival. So, that is always something exciting to bring back home the chip and everything like that. I've been
Yeah.
playing basketball ever since I was little, probably starting around middle school and everything like that. Didn't make the middle school team, but made the high school team. And I was just playing around travel ball, and the word just came around from my travel coach that Student Athlete World Tours would accept me and bringing my talent over to international ball. So I was totally excited. Kind of a wrong year to get started because that came through post COVID around 2020. So, that was kind of interesting to travel during the pandemic and everything like that. But I wasn't going to say no to that. I was so happy. I decided to take the offer and everything, and I would not let anything stop me. My first year was just honestly just to go around and just to see on what it's like traveling by myself, especially traveling outside the United States by myself. So I ended up getting in contact with Mike and also my coach at the time and my teammates as well. So we kept in contact before traveling out. So when we flew out, we met up in New Jersey and we already connected in 2 seconds. And 6 hours later, we ended up being teammates and started doing trying out our first practice. And a couple hours later, going into our first game. The traveling was something new for me. It's a little bit tiring coming off of jet lag and everything like that, but you get used to it and everything. And plus, you always have time to take a nap and everything like that. So outside of practicing and playing our games and everything like that, we also do go on a little adventure going around the country, and we do have a tour guide as well, just going around and showing us on what the beautiful Portugal or Spain looks like before we start getting into our exhibition games or possibly making playoffs. The first year ended short for us because we didn't end up making reaching that far when it came to our exhibition or playoff games. So we didn't really have that much experience yet. So the second year I ended up taking another trip and decided to play in Costa Rica because why would I say no to that offer as well? So I ended up traveling over there. It's a shorter flight for me because I'm already down south.
That's right.
So ended up meeting up with the coach and a couple of new teammates of mine. Easy to connect and everything like that. I already know what's the expectations on me coming to this trip, and we did more traveling around inside of a new country as well, and started meeting new people, and of course, playing the game of basketball over there as well. And at both countries, the they were very open and welcoming when it comes to Americans. So and we were very appreciative on the fact that they have us here and we're playing basketball and just playing a game that we love.
Mhm.
And my third or fourth year, I ended up running it back to coming back to Spain and Portugal as well because I couldn't go out with a loss. So I decided to come back and see if I could end up going farther, which I did. And we ended up winning our first gold medal at Spain. So I was so excited to come back. Ended up running it back again. So I was experienced coming back to my fourth year playing with you guys. So I ended up being the floor general. Ended up
Love it.
showing my team on what to expect, how it is, how it goes, and it ended up being perfect. And that's how we finished going
So
back to back.
it's safe to say you really like the Spain Portugal Basketball Festival tour. Am I right? Is that a safe assumption?
Yes, yes.
Three
Out of
times I
all the
hope so.
tournaments, yeah. Out of all the tournaments, yeah. Because I guess for this one, it ended up being more matches and it was more tournament bracket based. So it was easier to understand compared to the Costa Rica trip where it was just more just I guess like random games in the city and it wasn't really striving to win anything at the end of the day.
Gotcha, gotcha. And one of the things I'm curious about, so as you've now seen firsthand, like the international game is so much different than it is here.
Of
The
course.
court configuration strategies, and I think playing in the older bracket at an amazing event like the Portugal Basketball Festival, that's where you're going to see the international game at its best for our tours. And
Yes.
so, what is it? You haven't done it, three times now. What is it like being on the floor, not just with other players, but older players, players who are more polished both on our teams and our opponents, and
Yeah.
playing in that atmosphere at that level? Like, what's it like as a young basketball player?
Oh, well, I mean, traveling out there for the first time around that age bracket, I would say it's probably going to be the best moment of your life at the end of the day. You know, you're bringing your talents to a different side of the world, to be honest. And not only that, is that it's being recorded on live, and then they also have their international news team out there
Mm-hmm.
doing little interviews and everything. Get to know, the fan base that we also brought out there you as a basketball player and then also your teams and your coach as well. So, it's definitely moments that you really don't want to go to waste.
Amazing. I love it. And then just you being a four-time traveler with us, and there's nothing better than return travelers. There's absolutely nothing better. It's my favorite part of the job when a family says, "Hey, we're coming back." And actually, heading into 2026, we're right now on pace for this to be our biggest year ever in terms of returning travelers, and it's only August 27th. Like we have the whole
Yeah.
rest of the year, so it's just great. So just your impressions of the experience of as a whole, not just as a basketball player, but as a traveler, and also how it feels to be a gold medal winner at the international level. Like, what's that like?
At the end of the day, traveling is was something new to me because I don't often travel a lot, and especially traveling outside of the country was definitely new for me as well, especially traveling by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, I'm observing every single flight that we took and every single bus ride that I have taken on that bus because at the end of the day, these trips are long. So it's definitely nice to just go ahead and then explore something just outside of your bracket, especially places that I've never expected for myself to really go to at the end of the day if I never played the game of basketball.
Gotcha. Great stuff. Great stuff. Now I'm going to go off script a little bit. So you've been on the Spain Portugal tour more than I have. I've done it twice. You've done it three times.
Yeah.
Pick pick the non-basketball excursion, the non-basketball trip that you enjoy the most. Like the highlight of the trip does nothing to do with basketball.
Right. I would probably say that definitely the Spain trip, because we were more into the city, so we were able to see the people that live there.
Mhm.
We were also seeing the restaurants, so we would always stop by, grab some
That's what I mean. Like
food.
so on
Yeah,
that tour, we do Seville, we do Lisbon, we do
right.
Sintra and Belém. So what was your favorite place to go on our tour of Spain and Portugal specifically?
I would probably say around Seville. That was definitely the most interesting.
Mine too. Yep.
Definitely a beautiful place to go ahead and visit. at the end of the day, and especially when we're visiting in a place that has nice weather,
Mm.
sun's out, it's not too hot, especially like how it is here in South Florida and everything like that. So, you definitely, experience new things as you visit different spots.
I agree. I love Seville.
Yeah,
You haven't been there twice through Student Athlete World. It is, and I just interviewed another athlete today for the show here, and she
right.
picked that one as well. She's a lacrosse player, and she's like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
Seville without a doubt." So if you're watching, you're thinking about our Portugal Basketball Festival tour or our Lisboa Lacrosse Cup tour, just be have a lot of energy for Seville because it is a really big highlight. It's a lot of walking, but it's totally worth it. So I agree with you there.
definitely worth it.
Awesome. So you had, if refresh my memory, you had traveled the world a little bit before Student Athlete World, right? I,
No,
oh, my
not like
I
that.
thought
No.
I thought you'd been to Trinidad or something like that. I thought I read that in your bio, but so
Once or twice, but that was when I was much younger, so not really, a visual memory up in
got it.
there
Okay,
and
got
everything
it.
like
So
that.
I won't even ask about kind of. I was going to ask to compare the
Yeah,
experiences, but if you don't have a memory, then
yeah.
I'm not going to go
I
there.
would say honestly, from what I could remember, being on that side around Trinidad, it was more of a, tropical experience and everything because, I was more towards the beach and everything like that. Here it's more, I would say, old school in a type of way. So, like nice little towns up on the hills and everything
Hmm.
like that. A lot of people just walking around, not really that much use of driving around vehicles and everything like that. Um, it honestly looks like what the world would have been if there was still no technology this day.
Yeah, it's and something you learn to appreciate. And I fully agree with you.
Yep.
I've done a few different European tours for Student Athlete World, and it's just these places we go to in Europe were active cities hundreds of years before there was even a United States.
Yeah.
So that old building you're walking into that may be 700 years old. Well, we're not 700 years old, and so
No.
it is amazing the history and the culture. Cities like Seville, I agree with you 100% there.
Right.
Absolutely. So
Right.
talk about for this year's tour. Talk about your teammates and coaches a bit. Obviously, gold medal winning team, so it must have been a great group of players and coaches. Talk about them a little bit.
Of course. So since this was my fourth year returning to student athlete world, but third time coming back, again, I'm starting with a new team. I only ended up having one of the returning players that I had met last year, but he was playing on the different age level team. He ended up playing up, and we ended up just bringing both of our experiences together and informing the coach on what they expect from us and what's going to happen on this day, that day, and the type of teams that we played. What was the competition like as well? Um, how long is it traveling at the end of the day? And just giving advice to the first time travelers because it was only us two that were just returning players and everything like that. So the team and the coach himself was highly informed on what really to expect. So I would say at the end of the day it was a mission complete.
Great. Great, absolutely. Yeah, we're so happy with that team. The last 2 years, like, it was just
Yeah,
amazing. I remember being there 2 years ago, and I realized I was there. I remember the first scrimmage I saw. It was like, wow, this team has the chance to do really well, and you guys are great
yeah,
both years. So very cool. So shifting gears. So a lot of our newer travelers, one of their biggest, especially the kids, the athletes,
yes,
one of the biggest questions is food. And I personally, on the Spain Portugal tour, like I still think about some of the meals that I ate on that tour. Like I love the food on that tour.
yes,
Think about all four of your tours, not just Spain, Portugal. You could throw Costa Rica in there.
right,
Can you pick one dish that stood out to you? It cannot be an American dish. So, like, hey, the pizza in Portugal was amazing, which I hope it wasn't. I hope you
right.
didn't even eat pizza in Portugal, but a kind of a local, authentic dish that you tried on one of your tours that you thought this is the best thing I ate on any one of my tours.
Oh, that's a great question. Trying to remember. I remember last year on our last day, we ended up going to this. Spanish restaurant. I forgot what it was called exactly, but they were serving everybody their traditional dish with like white rice and eggs on steak and everything like
Yeah, I've
that.
had the
So
absolutely, yeah.
yeah, so I mean that was kind of new for me and everything like that. So I ended up trying out the dish and it was the best thing that, I could eat over there.
I gotta tell you, that you just brought back a memory because I just remember sitting there. It was like the restaurant right on the beach, right? Like overlooking the
Right.
water. Yeah, so
Yep.
great restaurant. And I remember them bringing out the steak with an egg on top. I think it was a poached egg.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
logically, I enjoy poached eggs and I love steak. I just had never eaten the two together.
Exactly.
And I'm sitting there like, I wonder how this is going to go. And we saw a lot of people like pulling the steak off the eggs separately. And I just told people at my table, like, no, we're here.
Put two to
You
two
know,
together.
put it together, see what happens. I'm like, I would totally do this at home. Like, it was awesome. Yeah, I agree with you. That is a standout dish on the tour. I don't. Did they do it this year or was it just last year?
They only did it last year. For this year, we went to another spot down from the strip where we
Gotcha.
were staying at from the hotel.
Gotcha. Gotcha. But that steak dish, I could taste it. Like
Yeah.
I can actually taste it right now. That
Yeah.
you triggered such a great memory. So
Yeah. I
cool.
just want to go back just to have it again. Honestly, I would take that trip.
I hear you. I love that tour. It was an amazing experience, and you doing it three times. I mean that's amazing. So a couple more questions for you. One
Yeah.
is if I'm a prospective traveler, I'm thinking about doing this. I want to do it, but I have to be convinced. What is one great piece of advice you're going to give me as someone who's never done a tour before but is thinking about doing it?
Right. My one piece advice for anybody that's considering about doing it or not doing it is to take the opportunity because at the end of the day, this tour gives you perspective on how it is as an athlete and as a human being for yourself. Because at the end of the day, we all can't say that, you know, we're going to be traveling these countries by ourselves outside of playing the game of basketball. So, it's always nice to just really experience other places of the world outside of America, especially by yourself, because I feel like you grow more better as a person as well. You start to experience and learn and study things that you never realized because you're always stuck at home, basically. So,
Mhm.
it's very a great opportunity to take, upon on at the end of the day. Just don't look back, take the opportunity, and I promise you, you'll come back with a smile on your face and say, I loved my trip.
I love it. That is
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you. And my last question: are you retiring with Student Athlete World? Are you coming back again? Like, what does the future look like? Or do
So
you not know yet?
my future, Mike, I will be returning back to student athletes and I
Yes.
will be taking on that trip going to Albania.
Oh, that is awesome. That is our newest tour. And the one thing I could tell you as a traveler that's going to do it, I now my hesitation at first was like, well, Albania is not Spain. It's not, at least in terms of name recognition.
Yes.
Spain, Portugal, we have one tour that goes to France now, Costa Rica. Those are trips that I know a lot of people who have taken those kinds of trips before to those countries.
Right.
Albania is not a country that many people or anyone I know has visited. So when we first talked about the idea, my mindset was, it's not the big name. But then when you do your homework on the country, oh my goodness, what an amazing place to visit. Full of culture, absolutely beautiful. Like if you read the itinerary for that tour, it's going to be amazing from a basketball perspective because the competition looks really really good. But the tour itself is going to be like nothing you've ever seen before, anything you've done before. So you are
Yes.
picking a hero of a tour. I'm very excited for you. Of course, I'm thrilled to have you back.
Yes.
And so
Excited.
it's a drive for five now. I love it, and
Yeah.
I have very high hopes that that's going to be an amazing tour. So unofficially, welcome back.
Yes. Thank you.
And that's awesome. I'm so excited for that tour. So great stuff. So awesome.
Yes. Saw the details that it's a new tour. So I decided to finally change locations and bring my talents over there to play.
Amazing. That's amazing. We're excited to welcome you back for tour number 5. I have to look up if that's a record. It might be a record. So if it is a record, we'll certainly promote that because you are a VI, not just an MVP with us, but a VIP with us as well. We love having you. We love having you
Thank
part of
you.
the family. And CJ Joseph, again, congratulations on being our co-athlete of the year.
Thank you.
And thank you for being one of our amazing repeat travelers. And yeah, I can't wait to hopefully, hey, if all goes well, see you in person on that tour. I don't know where I'm going yet, but I'm very
Yeah.
intrigued by that tour because the country looks amazing.
Yeah.
And and for all of you watching, you want to join CJ in Albania, or you want to do what CJ did and go to Spain and Portugal, or go to Costa Rica, or anywhere else we go, there's only one way. You go to studentathleteworld.com, complete your application, interview with me, and pack your bags. CJ Joseph, thank you so much, my friend. Great to see you.
Thank
And
you for having me.
always, you're welcome back until you can't do this anymore. So
Yes, of course.
enjoy the rest of your
Uh,
summer, and keep sporting Student Athlete World USA. We'd love to have 100 more just like you.
of course, 100%, Mike. Thank you so much for having me.
Take care, my friend.
All right, take care.